Hello everyone, Steven here. Thank you for joining me today. Yeah, I'm real. Guess what? Today we're doing actually a special introduction to one of the more local reefs. Well, I don't live here, but I actually live pretty close. I'm in Madison, Wisconsin. And this store here, named Reef Specialties in Rockford, Illinois. So if you're in the surrounding area or within a close driving distance, after the show, if you feel like check it out, please feel free to come down here. They're very friendly. As far as I have been communicating with them, they're very open about everything, and they're open for a real shoot here today. So let's go in and check it out, see what they have. Ronnie, how long have the store been here?
The store opened December 2019, so we've been here for approaching our 1 year mark. Approaching our 1 year mark.
Yeah, and how long have you been involved in the hobby, or if you work in another store before you decided to open up your own?
I've been involved in the hobby since 2015 when I came out of the military.
Yeah.
And Stephanie's been in the hobby. She's been in it for 4 years, as long as we've been together. So she's kind of been here. She's now more of an addict in coral than I am.
Yep. Well, here's Stephanie.
She's always finding new corals to add to our collection and to keep growing. And it's me now that I don't even think, the last thing I got was a Euphilia package. But she's got her own niche, and I have mine. Like me personally, I like Euphilia and the rest of the LPS realm, whereas Stephanie likes zoas and mushrooms. Anemones, she's big into those things. So while I have my niche, she balances us by having her own specialty on what she likes. And slowly together, we're getting into SPS. It's never really been my forte in the 5 years of reefing. I've experimented with it, gotten a couple of sticks here and there.
Yeah.
But it never was really that serious into it until now. Now we have an SPS tank that's set up and running now for, the tank itself has been running for a year, but the SPS in it have been in there since like the 8-month mark, so only a couple months really have we been getting into SPS, but that is something that we do plan on growing further into, because it's becoming a new love of mine anyways.
That's awesome. Yeah.
I like the challenge in it also.
Yeah.
You gotta have parameters set and stable.
I want to just add that I want to thank you for your service. You say you were in the service.
Yep.
Do you find this hobby kind of therapeutic?
Absolutely.
To help you with coping over your PTSD or anything like that?
Right, transitioning from the military on the combat side into coming into the civilian world and trying to be in school and studying. This isn't our only profession. We have we're also in I work in the medical field. She's in real estate, so we each have our own thing that we're also doing, and then this is just kind of our hobby that brings us together that we want to share with our community as well. But yeah, this is definitely something that I started with a 55-gallon tank.
Yeah.
In 2015 when I got out, and I didn't know anything about saltwater. I knew nothing about it whatsoever. Just started watching YouTube videos and learning and experimenting and just growing in that. She's been learning off of my mistakes. Honestly.
And look where you guys are. Look at this LPS you guys got. Let me just get a closer shot. That's like really puffy. Everything looks real healthy. Love it. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. LPS is probably our strength, I have to say. Euphilia is just my favorite. I love dabbling into everything Euphilia. Frog spawn, torches, hammers, they're all the same to me. I got equal love for all of them.
Yeah.
I love the colors and the flow, and that's kind of, for me, what was so therapeutic about the hobby was just watching the flow and just being mesmerized by sitting in front of my tank for hours and just getting lost, trying to find new things and discover new things that are, coming about in the tank.
Love it. Yeah, same here. Yeah, when I go home, I just kind of sit there and.
Oh, it's so relaxing.
Yeah.
Sit down and even here, we have clients, you don't have to come in and buy anything. We'll pull up a seat for you, just, look in the tank and relax and enjoy yourself. There's a gas station right next door, grab a beer. That's what this hobby is about,
Yeah.
Just being just being at peace. I think that's something.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, and that's what brings this hobby together.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So couple more questions about the store here. So I see that you have like some dry goods, some frozen food, and some light food like frog and saltwater. Do you have any plans at expanding into freshwater?
No. Never done freshwater. I don't think I'd be very good at it. And personally, I feel like it's too much work. There's a lot of water changes involved in it.
I don't blame you.
Everything here we've set up to be kind of very easy. You know, we flip a gate valve and water drains. We flip a gate valve and water pumps back into it. Once a month, you know, we'll get really into cleaning, you know, siphoning sand beds and things like that. But as far as like the coral tanks, they don't have sand in them. We run bare bottom tanks. But like, you know, fish, that purpose, we do make sure we clean the sand bed well on that. But as far as like the coral tanks, it's just flipping a valve, letting it drain, flipping a valve.
That is so ironic because so many people think that freshwater is so much easier than saltwater to keep. So for those people who are afraid of getting into the saltwater hobby, what advice do you have for them?
Research. You definitely have to. It's not an easy transition. I don't feel like it's different. You know, on so many multiple levels. I would definitely say do your research first. I mean, I wouldn't dip into freshwater. We're talking about living creatures here. I'm not just gonna set up a tank and throw some water in it and hope for the best. I'm gonna do my research. I'm gonna try and find the healthiest establishment for that fish, and you know, whatever plant. Or if I did freshwater, I have to do a planet aquarium because I like the movement and the flow of things. I like the colors.
I really wish every hobbyist thinks like you. You know, we have the respect to all the livestock.
Absolutely.
We just
Absolutely, these are living creatures.
they're not test tube.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, this isn't an experiment, and if we fail, we fail. Like, you know, things are dying.
Awesome, love it.
Personally, yeah.
All right, so Ronnie, let's talk about the people who come to your store here. Where has your furthest customer come from, and how did they hear about you?
So we actually had a client. We've only been open for a year, so not a lot of people know about us. Word of mouth is key, and we have some clients that speak highly of us, and we're very grateful for it. To where the fact his friend who has a big tank such as this one, like a 300-gallon peninsula, he flew all the way from Atlanta, Georgia to come up here and visit.
No way.
I kid you not, yeah. They actually drove, they didn't fly, they drove because they were visiting family along the way, but you know, made it a big trip.
Yeah.
He did stop in the store and they were in here for a couple hours. I think we even like closed store and we're still here for some more hours, just talking about reefing, sharing our passion with each other, what works for each other. You know, what works for me doesn't always work for everybody else. But yeah, they ended up, you know, assembling a package, and we waited for them to get home. When they got home, we shipped it over to them. It was really cool.
Nice.
To have people travel up here.
Cool.
Share something.
So it sounds like you're no stranger in shipping things. Have you ever thought maybe set up shop on like online and maybe do some shipping?
Absolutely. So we haven't announced it yet, but now seems to be a good time. We do have an online service now. We have
there we
a
go.
website where people can purchase coral and we ship. It's a flat rate shipping fee.
Yep.
We are also listed on eBay. I don't really tend to put as much things on eBay because eBay has their fees, and then you know, eBay can be a little sketchy sometimes.
Do you want to spell out the name of the website? So I'll put it on the bottom video.
Reefspecialties.com.
Reefspecialties.com, folks. Remember that.
Yeah.
All right.
We shipped to Alaska though a couple different times.
Really?
Shipping anywhere in the States, yeah.
Huh.
Everything's arrived.
That's gotta be tricky. Shipping
it was
to
a little
Alaska.
tricky. I was nervous about it. I did call and speak with the client just to make sure they knew what they were getting themselves into. Make sure that, you know, I confirmed their order with them. I explained the shipping process and told them that overnight is just not going to be the same fee.
Yeah.
So we ended up doing it 2 day, and which is kind of a stretch, but they were LPS corals. I wasn't too worried about it. They were hardy, and they've been in our tank for exactly.
You know, I recently ordered from a vendor in Florida some sun corals, and it took them 4 days to get here.
Wow.
With no styrofoam, no heat pack or nothing, and it's okay. It's like a miracle.
Than we think, I guess. I mean, it's just kind of been the standard to ship overnight. And me personally, I would rather see my corals overnight as well.
No, totally, like I think most hobbyists would expect that.
So on the
topic of shipping, you know, like we know that sometimes it's not within our control on how long they take or how they're shipped. So do you have a standard policy on like DOA? Exactly.
Absolutely, yeah. So we're not responsible for the shipping carrier. We are more than welcome, or we are more than willing to work with the client as far as, you know, if something like that happens where their package gets lost, we're willing to work with you. Reach an agreement as to how we can resolve it.
Awesome.
But our DOA policy is 2 hours in bag after it's been delivered.
Yep.
So you have 2 hours to verify that it's DOA. And if it is, we just either replace the item or we refund you your money back, whichever it is that you would like.
Do you require them to like take a picture of the item?
Yeah.
I think that's pretty standard practice.
Within 2 hours of it landing at the door. But
great.
We're willing to work with people.
What about in-store merchandise? Like what kind of like guarantee or warranty policy do you have for any products like walk out the door here?
We've never really had an issue, so I can't say that it's ever come up. Like I guess if it ever did come up, we can work something out.
Oh, cool.
We're pretty understanding. I would want to see like you know, I want you to bring in a sample of your tank water. So that way we can try and determine what it is that we can do to get you back on the right track. Let's say your nitrates are super high up. We got to figure out how we got to lower them. I want to test nitrate, phosphate. I want to test all your elements. I want to make sure that you're dialed in. And then if everything is good, sure, no problem. If it's not, we got to get your tank fixed before we start adding more things. Because honestly, we care about the wildlife here. We care about the animals, and we don't want to just see them go to a tank where they're going to die.
Absolutely, I totally agree.
And we offer free testing on water samples because we want to make sure that everything's going to work.
Yeah.
That's something that's important to us. We didn't get into this hobby just to keep ruining a coral reef. You know, like we're into this to aquaculture and provide more and just give back.
Absolutely. So on regards to, now we talk about aquaculture, so what's your thought on like sustainability and, you know, where you get your livestock from?
Our livestock kind of comes from all over. We've had it imported.
Always finding new people.
Yeah, we like to work with hobbyists around our area too. We offer trade-in and things like that. So people who bring us, you know, overgrown colonies in their tanks, or maybe they're done with this certain coral, they want to try a new one. By all means, bring it in. We'll give you the same fair rate that our wholesale provider provides.
Wow,
which I think is
super fair.
Shipping for us, and that's more than fair. If I personally, when I was in the hobby before and there wasn't a store in the area, I was giving coral away because I had nowhere to take it. So if I had a store back then, honestly, we might not be open now because I would have just done trading.
I might be taking some trips here now because I've been giving corals away for free.
There you go. See? Yeah. And we do have a lot of donation as well, which is we're very grateful for. Like
Sweet.
We have everybody that has their own expertise. You know, some people like euphyllia, and that's something that they have so many of. And then we have clients that are really into SPS, which helps us a lot because we're just getting into it. But I mean,
cool. Well, Ronnie and Stephanie, thank you so much. And it sounds like both of you are very knowledgeable and you really care for the reefing community here. I want to ask you, because with your success, you know, just from what we can see here, the LPS just looking really, really great. If you have to say one thing, what is the one pro tip you have for all of our listeners right now?
For me, it's going to be measuring par. That's something that I wish I would have done early into my hobby years, because I think I might have lost some coral because I didn't have strong enough light where I thought it was strong enough. And we do have a par meter. We offer it to our clients. It's $25 a day. By all means, just take it, use it for the day, bring it back, you know, and measure your par. I recommend. We even give out a lighting parameter sheet where it gives recommended lighting and flow, determining on our success as well.
So from your personal experience, and what's like a suitable par for average LPS coral?
So for euphyllia, we find what works best for us is anywhere between 100 and 170. We keep our rack on the top underneath the LEDs at 150, and it kind of branches out and lowers from there. I think our lowest spot of par on our rack was maybe 120.
Nice. Yeah. Well, really good. This is all really helpful information.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and you know, I'll be posting your store's information and also how to contact you guys. So if anyone is interested in visiting, or maybe if they want something but they can't find in their area, you know, maybe they can contact you, try to get their hands on them. Yeah. Let me ask you, what are some of the really cool mushrooms you have right now in stock? Do you have like a little stick you can point to?
A little. So, I do have this kryptonite, but he's not obviously staying there. There's a baby right here. There's the baby. And then there is a golden gonzo mushroom.
Nice.
Right there. And then this is an OG.
Yeah, that one looks like it's got some bounce too.
Yeah. Then the CV fire is over here. There's two of them.
And it looks like you have like a little Recordia corner here too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Took them out of the basket.
And some little flower nymph.
Rock flower nymph.
Yeah, you know, my rock flower nymph actually spawned in my tank. Like I have a bunch of babies.
We've had
Really?
that
Yeah.
Yep.
It's so cute
Yeah.
when they're growing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So and then over there, the fuzzy ones.
We got CV fire. These are just like normal green ones.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Jealous of your collection here.
Well, most of my collection is like right here. It's just growing.
Yeah. So would you say those are like off limit right now? If you Okay, guys. So another corner of off limits. Don't even ask. They're Stephanie's private stash.
Yeah. Zoas too. She's a collector in that as well. She's got a handful.
Tell me some of your cool Zoas.
They're all over in the top left corner.
Cool Zoas.
Yeah.
I would
So-
say the white zombie is pretty cool.
Don't tell me that's off limit.
No, those are actually not off limit.
Okay.
I have little, right here.
You have a little colony growing up there.
Yeah.
Nice.
So this
Yeah.
is like everything I frag, and then this is everything that's available.
Nice.
Look at that big one.
Oh, that is, yeah, look at those fat and juicy polyps. you know, I do have, I will admit that I'm a little scared of Zoas because I've got polytoxin ones.
You did?
Yeah.
What was it like?
So I touched them and then I rubbed my eyes and I had to take a day off work because they were, yeah, the polytoxin. So for those of you who are listening, it's not fun. Like my whole eye was bloodshot and I couldn't open my eye for a whole day.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So don't, if you are gonna touch your Zoas or pallies or any frags, you know, anemones, make sure you wash your hands before you touch anywhere else.
Oh, it's a standard here. We wash our hands the second we walk in the door.
Yeah, definitely.
I got stung by an anemone yesterday. Look at that.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah.
Me too. Actually, I'm really sorry.
Yeah. All right, Ronnie and Stephanie. So having this store for a year, I'm sure you guys have some livestock or some items in the store that you're really attached to.
Of course.
Is there like a trophy coral or invert or fish in the store that you, if someone walks in and you say, no, not for sale?
Absolutely.
What would it be?
I'd have to say our display tank up front. We'll have to show you that.
Yeah, show me. Let's take a tour.
So this tank here was originally from our home. This was the tank that we had at home before opening the store, and we brought it from home here as our display tank.
Wow.
We've had this tank up and running now for 4 years. We started this one together, and I honestly have to say we do frag out of this tank, like some of the things like our dragon souls, hammers, kryptonite trumpets seem to be a favorite out of this tank. We have several Zoas, but there are some things. Yeah, bird's nest is something that gets fragged a lot.
So
too.
what's untouchable in here?
Untouchable? The Welso in the back. That one was a gift.
Sick.
Yeah, that one does not.
I got it at the frag swap, right?
Yeah, we got it at a frag swap actually. She bought it for me.
Is that
It
a
was
black
gift.
widow anemone too?
That's a
Chicago
Chicago. It's a
sunburst.
Chicago sunburst. Yeah.
Nice.
You know?
Big. Time for it to split.
Yeah, any day now.
And then I think the CK Master Torch, actually.
Nice. Okay, so folks, if you come in the store, take a right, nothing is sold out of here except for frags.
Yeah, we can frag some things, but there are some items that just won't ever leave. Doesn't matter the price.
And what would you say is the coolest or the rarest item that comes to your door, like you've ever had?
I find everything interesting, though. Really, I mean, to pinpoint one rare thing we've had, I don't know. Can't say honestly. I don't think you have an answer for that. I find everything.
Every item can be unique on its own.
Exactly.
Yeah. And what about right now? Like, what's the coolest one thing that is for sale right now in the store?
So we have a couple different items actually. I guess it depends on who thinks what is cool. Personally, Euphilia-wise, we have quite the collection in that. We have an assortment of Rastas, a Holy Grail, TSA Holy Grail, some New York Knicks. So we got some designer names, Dragon Souls, Aussie Golds. We like to keep expanding our collection in Euphilia because, like we said, you know, that's my specialty and what I really like.
Yeah. And I've noticed that a lot of the items availability is kind of dwindling. Yeah, so
and,
it's
you know,
definitely
there was a
affecting.
time where the price of fish went up.
Yeah.
And there was this real big,
it's crazy.
Yeah, shipping went up, price of fish went up, and with that, you know, sales went down, which is common. But prices are fluctuating back down, I guess.
Yeah.
So,
cool. So it's, when you know, back to the questions earlier, like as far as the supplier, I know that you get a lot from local, and if you get them from imported, where do they come from? Like Australia, Indo, or Hawaii?
Bali. We have fish from the Philippines that come, but really we can't say exactly where. It comes from all over.
Right. And then when
pretty diverse as far as where we get our stock.
Yeah, and that's what it should be. You know, you want to diversify things.
Diversity, so that way there's a plethora of items available.
And when you get those shipments in, what's your typical practice as far as like quarantine, or do you dip your corals before you sell them?
Corals go through an extensive dipping process, actually. Probably more extensive than most people think. It's not just a regular dip. We do a regular dip, but we also dip with peroxide, and we do a freshwater dip to make sure that there's no pests that go into our tank. And then secondly, not only that, but once a month, everything gets pulled out of tank and gets dipped again, just to make sure.
Wow.
That doesn't mean, though, we still strongly encourage everybody to dip their own corals, and we definitely encourage everybody to hospitalize their own fish. It's something we believe strongly in. Every fish in our display tank has gone through a thorough quarantining process. You know, the strict 30 days of Prowsy Pro and copper at safe levels, slowly incrementing up, staying at a stable level, and then slowly bringing it down, allowing the fish to adjust, and then doing the next set of treatment. 100%
agree. I think quarantine, especially your fish, you know, some people like buy one sick fish and wipe out thousands of dollars of fish in their tank.
It can be, you know, transferred on something as simple as rock. And it's something that you wouldn't think about, you know, adding to your tank. Everything should be quarantined. Corals need to be dipped. Can't say that we do quarantine some of our corals, especially ones that are being imported. If it's a hobbyist who has the corals and they're bringing them in on trade, we just do a real strong dip.
No, I totally agree.
Observe, and if there's an issue, we make sure to correct it.
Absolutely. No.
But I'd have to say that our strongest encouragement is to hospitalize fish tanks.
Totally. I 100% agree.
Absolutely.
You know, we talked about this earlier, but I wasn't filming. But do you want to talk about what's on the wall here?
Absolutely, Main Reef Specialties. We hired some local artists in the area.
Thank you for supporting local artists.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, this is an art in itself anyways. We just wanted our shop to stand out, try and bring some character to it, something that
did what they wanted to do, actually.
Look at that.
We just kind of gave them an idea and let them run with it, and then, honestly, we couldn't be any happier with it. It turned out absolutely amazing.
Yes, it feels very tropical. You know, I actually went to high school in Belize.
Okay.
And it feels like some streets in Belize where I was see that scene.
Good.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah. Well, I think that's actually a lot of information, Ronnie and Stephanie. Thank you guys for taking your time to answer some questions. Like I said, I'll post their website information and contact in the bottom. So if you guys are anytime want to visit, please give them a ring. I think we're at a limited hour right now because of COVID.
We're just limited hours because we each have civilian jobs.
That's true too. Yeah. Yeah. So if anyone wants to volunteer to help them look after the shop.
Doors open for us.
All right. Well, I wish you guys the best, and I wish everything here grows and looks thriving and everything. So thank you guys.
Big thanks to you.
Yeah.
Thanks for the opportunity.
Absolutely. Always my pleasure.
All right.
Thank you.